Now I know I can find love. I know I can still be a performer. I know that I can have a family. I want to be a mom one day. And I absolutely can.
You sit on a throne of lies.
And that's why the narrative still has a long way to go, because when I was grieving Boy Dylan, I didn't know those things were even accessible to me.
Well, virtue signaling is always a very interesting thing to me. Usually it's a tempest in a teapot. You know, people make a big deal about it and move on. We're going to have to wait and see, because this weekend, Ulta Beauty, which I guess sells expensive makeup products and things of that nature, decided to put out a video in which featured two biological men talking about having babies and being moms and this and that. Look, my position and my position on this has remained completely unchanged. I think that people are adults and whatever, they can live their life however they want, as long as you're not infringing on other people's rights or, you know, taking away rights from other people, things of that nature. However, well, no, full stop, right? I don't have any problem with these two individuals taking whatever they want, doing whatever they want, you know, have your long straight hair with a beard, good for you, don't care, right? Wear your makeup, consume products, stimulate the economy, cool. When the messaging around that is, you know, all too often a little too like erasing women, that's where you run into some problems. Ulta Beauty tweets out, "Trans girls can do it all." Tune into the latest episode of The Beauty Of, where host David Lopez, I don't know, like, degenderizing the beauty space, okay, and sits down with guest Dylan Mulvaney to chat all things girlhood. Watch now. Now, I know for a fact the one is definitely not a biological woman. The other one certainly doesn't look it, but I don't know. Maybe it's a woman, a biological woman who's taking hair hormones and has a beard because of that. Don't care, right? In the replies, though, they're getting absolutely crushed. In the video itself, let's see.
Now I know I can find love. I know I can still be a performer.
By the way, none of those things have anything to do with any of the backlash. Totally fine, right? 100%.
I know that I can have a family. I want to be a mom one day.
I mean, yes, you can have a family. Yes, you can kind of be a mom. But this is where people start drawing lines in the sand, right? Where you get into the like erasure of women, the idea that this man, biological man, can do all the same things you can. It's just not true. And you look at a lot of the replies, obviously, Clifton Duncan, when's your line of beard oils coming out? Kingman Lee, men are not women. They never will be. Imagine they will hide this reply, letting you know where to find the replies. But many of my followers already know. Vic de Gramont says, looks like biological men taking biological women's jobs and mansplaining women's issues. Ends up trending, by the way, over the weekend. I'm shocked you reopened comments, but good for you. Maybe you're open to listening. An adult male who identifies as a girl is not as a little girl is not a little girl. They really are hiding comments. This is crazy. Goodbye, Ulta Beauty. 1,500 likes. As always, the real stories are in the hidden comments. I mean, again, like, I feel like the message, here's Chad Prather writing, silencing and erasing women is a weird flex from a company built on women. I don't disagree with that. I think that more people need to take notice of this kind of stuff and make decisions about, you know, the money they spend. Here we can see a lot of extremely popular replies that they hid. That woman face, is he going to use a woman as his chattel to have a kid? I hate this. Rachel Dolezal should be our next spokeswoman. She wears a lot of face makeup. Are you aware Dylan called female anatomy a Barbie pouch? 4,000 likes. Dylan seems desperate to monetize this. Not sure why Ulta would go on board. He's doing a mockery of a woman. Won't be spending another dime with you. 3,000 likes. He's an adult man calling himself a little girl. That's the P word and terrible. 2,700 likes. 4,000 likes. We are trying to point out to you that Mulvaney's entire social media presence is a mockery of womanhood and firmly grounded in harmful stereotypes. And also that it's very creepy for an adult male to keep calling himself a girl. You only condone disrespect when it's directed at women, liars. I mean, they're just getting killed. That's not a girl. Girls are female. Blackface is abhorrently racist and you'd never feature it. Why is woman face acceptable? I mean, I don't know. You have, I mean, they're just getting crushed. This article, Ulta Beauty faces boycott from angry female customers after inviting influencer Dylan Mulvaney onto the podcast called The Joy of Girlhood, where she vowed to become a mom. A beauty giant has faced calls for a boycott. Ulta Beauty, which has more than 1,200 salons around the country, was slammed by furious women for hosting Dylan Mulvaney on The Joy of Girlhood. The firm had tried to showcase the diversity of women that use the brand, but the clip was quickly seized on by customers for the controversial clip. They slammed Mulvaney for describing her junk as a Barbie pouch and also took exception to her previous chat of buying tampons. Mulvaney has been accused of woman face by some feminists who claim she is play acting the part of a woman she enjoys, with none of the misogyny faced by females on a day-to-day basis. During the digital campaign, the podcast saw the 25-year-old TikTok star being interviewed by gender-fluid hairdresser David Lopez and all things girlhood. Customers took to social media to slam the podcast, saying the company and influencers were trolling women. Dylan became known on TikTok for her Days of Girlhood series, in which she can be heard discussing things she believes are accessible to her now as a trans woman. They include finding love, being a performer, having a family, and being a mother. Now I can find love, blah, blah, blah. And that's why the narrative still has a long way to go. There's so much shame, so much stigma, blah, 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 blah. I was still judging the community and I had to get over that. We got to change it, Dylan said. During the podcast, as a whole, Dylan details her transition while explaining her background on how she grew up in an extremely conservative family. The backlash has been swift and severe, with subscribers of the podcast unimpressed with some accusing Dylan and Ulta for showcasing her as likening womanhood to something that can be worn as a costume. Well, I mean, I don't know if I necessarily disagree with that. Stop trolling women. You can hide the replies, Ulta Beauty, but you can't hide the contemptible contempt for women. Why didn't you get a woman on? We are your primary market. No. Ulta frantically hiding replies after mocking their female customers. Beyond parody. In one bizarre post of TikTok, Dylan explains how she'd been carrying around a selection of feminine hygiene products despite not being able to physically capable of actually needing them. Dylan was also offered a paid internship with Tampax to advertise the products, but the posting generated a host of angry responses, particularly among gender-critical feminists. I mean, like, Barbie pouch, WTF, getting your period unexpectedly, having painful periods for your whole life, seeing doctors to try to figure it out with a cause with zero explanation, and they're calling it a Barbie pouch. Some online posters are suggesting that they will no longer buy Ulta products as a result, with a number posting deliberately offensive remarks, such as, "She's actually a man." Dylan's TikTok documenting her Days of Girlhood have accumulated millions of views. Well, yeah, on TikTok, where that stuff is worshipped. You know, and the thing is, like, this is why people, I mean, oh man, it's so hard not to. I'm going to do it. This is why Coffee Brand Coffee is a thing. I made up 3 or 4 videos today without saying anything about it. That's why I started it. This is the exact reason I started, is companies just getting in their own way and worrying about gender politics. Yay, Ulta Beauty gets a bunch of free promotion over the weekend. To what? Target the 0.003% of the population that both are biologically male and can afford high-end beauty products. It's time, and this is also, you know, side note, I've kind of become more black-pilled on this. It's good to see women standing up for themselves because they're the only ones that can. You know, when biological male swimmers swam and stole positions away from biological female swimmers, they said nothing. Very little. Because of fear of being canceled. But only, you know, right-wing neckbeards can only make so many videos about Leah Thomas. Until the women competing against a biological male stand up and refuse, nothing will change. Until people see this at Ulta and say, you know what? My next whatever round of makeup I need to buy, just going to get it from somewhere else. Like, the women are the ones that have to fight this. Men, we can't. We've been long ago pushed aside. Nobody wants to hear what cis white men have to say. So it's got to come from the women. And in this case, it looks like it has. What an epic backfire. Hey, pick up some coffee brand, coffee.com. Use promo code The Quarter, and we've got 4 or 5 new coffee flavors. We've got a new flavor of tea. So much for you. Hopefully you'll check it out. We'll talk to you. Leave a like on the video and make sure you subscribe for any updates. We'll talk to you again real soon.